Hi, I'm James of Aston Microphones. I'm here today to talk to you with Pixel Pro Audio about the Aston Starlight, this little baby here. So there are so many unique features on this microphone, the first of which is this sintered head. This is made of thousands of tiny compressed ball bearings which are in the sintering process, which are then electroplated with a nickel finish. We're able to control the consistency and the diameter of these so finely that we can actually use this and the consistent porosity it gives to tune the capsule itself on the microphone. And this is the mic right here. The other side benefit of the sintered head is that it's almost indestructible, so you could chuck this thing against a brick wall and it'll still be working. It also gives you nearly perfectly linear off-axis response up to 30 degrees, so there's no high-end roll-off, and that becomes really important when you're doing things like room miking a drum kit. As the spread pattern gets bigger, as you move further away from the source, you're not losing any of the high frequency of the thing that you're trying to record, and that's really unique to this microphone. We then move on to the really interesting bit, right? The laser, that's the bit everybody wants to know about. So the laser has multiple applications, either for instrument recall or for exact microphone placement if you're doing things like overhead miking, and in live use it's really, really useful. So if we start with things like you're miking up a guitar in a recording studio, and you've got that perfect sound that you spent hours trying to get, and then you want to replicate that in a few weeks or a few months' time. All you have to do is turn the lasers on, take a photograph, and you've got recallability on the sound that you achieved in the first place. Also, if you're doing drum miking and you're doing that overhead thing we were talking about, any slight variation in where you're pointing the mic moves where it's focused on the drum kit a considerable amount if you're a couple of meters away. So having the laser allows you to point it directly at, say, the snare head and get exactly the position you want to before you turn it off and start recording. And moving on from that, for drummers, in a live situation, the poor front of house guy that has to redo the sound check every time you move kit to another location, that's the thing of the past with these. On the first session, you can simply mark off the positioning on the drum kit, and then it's easily replicable for every session thereafter. It's just a few minutes to set up instead of a couple of hours. So then we've done the sintered head, we've done the laser, we then move on to the other features on this mic. You've got a 10 and 20 dB pad, and you've got a maximum SPL of over 150 dB with this microphone. You've got an 80 and 140 hertz cut, and then here you have a voice switch. Now this is not EQ on the main board. If you apply EQ all over a microphone, it makes it very difficult to do post-production EQ and mixing EQ because it doesn't take the EQ so well. So we have an active inductive filtering system between the capsule and the preamp on the PCB, and that in effect is recreating the sound of the capsule. It's shaping the capsule so you've got three different distinct capsules within the mic, and you've got a vintage sound, you've got a hybrid sound, and you have a modern sound. The vintage is giving you a bass lift and a little bit of high-end roll-off. The modern sound is giving you a tight, punchy bass and a bright, open and airy top end. And then you have the hybrid mode, which gives you a bass lift and the high frequency open top end. So you've got the best of all worlds there. So lots of features on this microphone. It's also got one of the lowest total harmonic distortion figures for any mic on the market. Best thing of all is the price point. The stereo pair with Rycote shock mounts and a stereo mounting bar is going to be $699 for the first 3 months, and that'll raise to $899 after the first 3 months as an intro. But less than $1,000 for mics like this, you're not going to find anything better. Thank you.